It's been a long time coming, but now that it's here, it finally is here. That was a bit of Prince. But this is the new album from the Rattlebacks. And look, I've got tousled hair. I thought I'd get myself in order to review this great band who I love very much indeed. Now, I've reviewed the album for music magazines, and I've been holding on to this album for ages, and I've listened to it a lot, and it's so much more than the EP Kink, which doesn't have the exclamation mark or point, and it should do. It's more like Kink. No, Kink! Anyway, the lads will know. Coxie and Max, certainly, who I usually talk to, will know what that means. He said, fiddling with his tash a little. Now, look at something on it there, I think. Bit of detritus. Detritus, and I want to be well served for this review because it's very important. When you really love a band, and I do love the Rattlebacks, as people, the people I've met, and as musicians, I really like them. Love's a strong word, but I really, really like them. Then you want to like the album. It's called Sidewinder. And it has, it's a great name, Sidewinder, and it has a cover which has a snake on it. It is a bit White Snake. It is a bit early White Snake, the Bernie Marsden years. And I thoroughly endorse that. I think I've told them that. Thoroughly endorse that. And the thing is that an album, when people make it, is a snapshot of where they are at the time. And also when you listen to it, I think, look at that, my tash is really getting strong, isn't it? Bigger. I might need to have it clipped a little. Anyway, when you listen to it, you imbue it with the feelings you have at that time. And if they're good albums and it's good music, then you also are able to find new things in it. Now, I wouldn't be making that comment if you couldn't find new things in this Rattlebacks album, Sidewinder, but you can. And this time, when I've listened to it, specifically for this podcast, came out on Friday, by the way, this album, and I've waited till now to do this. Well, listen to it for this one. There's different things have come through again because I'm getting a really heavy grunge feel to this. Now, some people might like grunge and some people might not, and I was around very much. I'm a seasoned individual. Seasoned. Look at the tash. Look at the beard. Look at the hair. It's not salt and pepper anymore. It's just blooming salt. Anyway, I remember grunge. Look at these. These are a bit white as well. Yes, I remember grunge. And I remember grunge being, very quickly, all sorts of different things. It could be commercial. It could be heavy, dense. And you get a lot of that here. So, I've got some notes down here. It's got a load of different flavours in this. The taste, flavours, you see, starts things with a big build-up and a feeling that this is serious shit now. Now, I know that the Rattlebacks are serious about becoming the biggest band on the planet. And actually, not that kind of craven thing. Becoming a band you love, and a rock band you love. Because, both Coxie, when I've spoken to them, and Max have sold things, a car, a motorbike, clothes. Max said, I sold some shoes the other day because we needed a bit of extra cash to get the album over the line. Extraordinary. And when you hear the taste, it's all worth it. Nasty, nasty riff. Nice dropout for a pretty grungy verse. And an odd little chorus, which is neither grunge nor rock. It's all sorts of things. And you can imprint what you feel onto it. Then a bass and a building scream into a big classic rock riff. It is lovely. Lovely. Then you're going to segue into Dementia Lounge, which has a pushy riff, which brings some faster musicking on. We've got a real maelstrom here, actually. But following that, a bit of a Velvet Revolver. First album. It's Contraband, isn't it, the first album? Not Libertad. First album. It's got a slithering but clean and arena riff with echoing vocals just fitting into it. The riff is really playful here, and I love the way that the agitational solo just opens out beautifully. You got a bit of Pearl Jam. Not a lot of people sound like early Pearl Jam. You know, that first album, 10. It's this is Please Me. It's got a really solo that's really easy to like. It comes running at you and throws its arms around you, and you think, okay, all right then, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to give into it. Open Your Mind, though, is souped up funky rock with an extreme type solo. Now, look, I'm talking about all these bands. I'm not saying they are Tonight, Matthew. I'm going to be. It's not like that. It's not like I'm making a bit of a, you know, I'm pretending to be a certain other band. It's not like that. What this is their influences coming through, and it's beautifully wrought. I love Open Your Mind. It's so funky. It struts around. It's muscular. But you've got a bit of Alice in Chains swampy feel in swing. Bit of Pantera as well in a bit. Just it crushes you just to the point where you think, I can't breathe anymore, and then it goes to somewhere else. The double dirty solo, I do like that. Behind You, though, is such a sweet, lovely ballad. It's got an open sing. It's got strings which just caress you slightly. Big solo, huge. It's just right. It is wonderful to hear. And I love Lady in Wait. You mean Lady in Waiting? I'm not quite sure. Maybe they'll tell me. But it's a groovy hard rock feel with a vocal that's spat and almost rapped. It's got a trashy, flashy middle to it. A hammering backing tight metallic solo. You can tell I'm enjoying this, can't you, folks? Can't you, folks? And then Lazy Brian. Should have been Lazy Brain, but somebody made a mistake, so then I'll call it Lazy Brian. Funky voice box feel. And suddenly an explosion in a classic rock factory. You know, near Droitwich. You know the one I mean. Just off the motorway. Yeah. Yeah, it's got Slash on the roof, that one. And then a huge whittling solo. It stomps all over the end of this album. And that's your lot. I want more. Of course I do. I'm going to get more. This is not their only album. Surely it can't be. It mustn't be. They have come on in leaps and bounds since the EP. Tink! Sidewinder is something bloody special. And I'll tell you what, the Rattlebacks have announced themselves with a silver salver. Ta-ta.